guys. I was gonna leave these glasses on for like, because it's a teaching video, but like that glare though. So let's try that again. So we're gonna dive into writing landing pages today. I'm going to spend a little bit of the next few videos mixed in with regular, just ranty, taught forever content on teaching each page. My goal is to film landing pages, about pages, home pages, sales pages, and emails. If there's something else you want me to cover on top of that, I mean, that's pretty much it for the most part in terms of like web copy. I don't really write or do print ads. So, but I mean, it's all pretty much falls under the same umbrella of copy. But today we're going to talk about landing pages. I also have notes right here. So if I'm looking over here, just here we are. Okay. Landing pages are where someone lands on the page. Now, sometimes that's from an email newsletter sending someone to a page. Sometimes it's a sign up form when you're on a site and you click sign up. Sometimes it's from a Facebook ad. However they get there, it's like they land on that page. It's not a home page, which is like the home page of a website. It's not a sales page, which if you're a copywriter, sometimes brands will try and confuse, because a sales page, usually a good ballpark is there at least a few $1,000s to write, and a landing page is a lot less than that. And sometimes brands are like, it's a landing page, and the difference is a sales page usually has a lot of copy and it's convincing somebody to buy something. For the most part, landing pages are not selling something unless it's like a really low priced, like $7 email or ebook or something. Very small priced opt-in kind of. But for the most part, it's collecting leads, collecting emails, opt-in forms, that kind of thing. It's like a landing pages are a very small barrier to whatever the next thing that you're offering is. Like, if you were going to sell a course for your skills, this would be I'm interested in the course, here's my email, sign up. Or get our free case studies on X, Y, and Z. This is the page for that. It's not usually more than a few sentences at the most part. They're very short, right to the point. So, also I'll put a link down below for helping make landing pages that convert, because it's one thing to write them, it's another one to make sure like you're getting the results you want from them. Usually they have a higher conversion rate than other sites, because your homepage, a lot of people will just land on it by accident. Google search results just kind of end up there randomly, sporadically through your SEO work, whatever it is. But landing pages are usually more specific. There's like a goal or a reason that they're there. So often the conversion rate is a lot better than other pages, depending on like how people find it, how they're sent there, whatever it is. Now, when it comes to writing them, for the most part, you want to write out what's the one action you want them to take. Now, that's usually like sign up for an email. All kinds of landing pages I've worked on and other things, that when you give people multiple options or multiple tiers of things to sign up for on a landing page, they're going to, the conversion rates are going to plummet in such a bad way by even giving them a second choice. You don't want to do that. You really want to focus on, I mean, of course there's specialized cases where you would want to, but 99% of the time there's one goal that you have, and it's like most often them signing up and giving their email address. And keeping that in mind, that's like the singular goal. So you want to focus on the singular benefit that gets them to that goal. Let's look at some examples. And I'm going to pull them up here, so while I like talk here and but I'll embed it like either just over my entire face or like in the side, and you'll see it. Okay, so the first one, I like this one. This is the sign up page for Shopify, and sell online with Shopify, and then trusted by over 400,000 businesses worldwide, which establishes that like sometimes it's important to establish reputation right off the bat. It depends on what you're selling. If you're selling something medical, something legal, you want to establish professionalism and how many other people use it pretty much right off the bat. Not a bad idea. Of course, startups don't have that benefit usually. They don't have those kinds of numbers. But free for 14 days, no risk, and no credit card required. That's everything that a business owner would need to know. Like, oh, great, I have 2 full weeks to try this out. You don't need my credit card now, because a lot of people hate that. They hate giving their credit card and then forgetting to cancel before the date, and then they're auto-charged, and then they're annoyed, and just establishing that right off the bat. I mean, Shopify, sometimes this is where I have trouble with brands that are so big, and why I have people who are going through my mentorship program or like whatever it is, study kind of like mid-tier companies, because they don't really need to like focus heavily on the benefit, because they're established. Like, you don't need to be told why Amazon is a safe site to shop on, because we all know. They don't need to make any good copy at all in order to convince you to spend money with them. Which is why Amazon's homepage is a hot mess, and they don't care because it doesn't affect them in any way, shape, or form, because their reputation supersedes all of that. Same with Shopify. Shopify in the business world is pretty well known. They don't need to tell you the benefit, but they're establishing credibility, which is another angle depending on what you're waiting for. Right off the bat, you kind of want to, not a bad idea to have, but the main benefit is that like 14 days and no credit card required. Like, I love how they like kind of included that. Like, that's really the last little push, because sometimes you'll want to the headline, just like, I love this, that's why I like this one, sell online with Shopify. It's simple, it's to the point. Sometimes people will make the headline a little too confusing or wordy or whatever, like, and I always tell people, like, don't forget, Nike made billions of dollars off of just do it. Like, copywriting doesn't need to be complicated. The easier and more simple you can make it, no matter who you're talking to, is essential. Like, okay, like, if I had a brand or a product and I had a business and I wanted to sell this product, I'm going to go to the company that I can sell online with, like, and it's just, that's how simple sometimes. Now, when we get into sales pages, you'll see that it can get very complicated and all these other little factors when you're convincing people to spend usually tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars on something. But for landing pages, this is a good template that you really want to keep in mind. It is, like, it's so just simple to the point. You really don't want it more than a few sentences, just like this, on sell online with Shopify, like the main benefit of using them, trusted, establishing credibility right away, and then like the fine print on how to get started and what that looks like. Let's look at another one. This one from Codecademy, where you can like learn how to write code, basically. It's simple. Like, join the millions learning to code with Codecademy. One, again, establishing reputation and brand and credibility, which, if you don't have that benefit, that's fine. I did pick examples of companies that were a little bit bigger because they're easier to find and they're simple and to the point, and sometimes I just really want to show like the ultimate goal of what your copy should look like and like the format generally. So once again, one sentence, and then get started for free. This is their sign up page when you go to their page and then sign up. Of course, they have like terms of service and privacy policy, and bigger companies often need these and all of that. A little more of the legal stuff than sometimes smaller companies like care or like are concerned about right off the bat. So simple. Like, this is what a good template for your landing page and like how it should look. Now, just because it's simple doesn't mean it's that easy. Like, generally, a landing page can take me at least like maybe 2 days. Sometimes, like, the main action and the main benefit, and then writing out like 50 different sentences that could go there and like what I think will work well. You know, if the company has the budget and the time and the money to like A/B test the different ones, that's cool. But just writing something that simple, because they probably went like, okay, join the millions learning to code with Codecademy. They probably wrote like, learn to code for free. Coding doesn't have to be so hard. Like, I'm sure that they wrote like a whole bunch of ones, and for like companies this big usually have enough testing to go into like, this is the best opt-in for this, which is why sometimes it's good to look at them, because they have the money, the time, the wherewithal to do these tests, and this is what they come up with, and that's how simple they are. So that one, and then we're going to look at Airbnb, which was once again another big company. But I like this one because there is a monetary benefit. It's a little bit of a different benefit. Shopify was like, hey, sell your site here, we're trustworthy. Codecademy was like, you know, it's free. Like, and there's a million people who are learning how to code with us and all of that. And this one is a little more clear. Like, I live in Denver, and it auto-populated that for me. You know, if I was looking to be an Airbnb host, right there off the mat, they took my location, and they auto-filled that in with forecasts and how much I can make per month, which is, I don't have 4 bedrooms, which is fine, and I can't lease for my apartment, or Airbnb for my apartment, as far as I know. But, like, monetary benefit right off the gate. And sometimes, depending on like what your, sorry, my hair is driving me nuts. Depending on what you want them to do, like spending time to narrow down the one benefit, because you don't want to overwhelm them with a million benefits. Like Airbnb has a million benefits to working with them. Like, there's insurance, they're established, there's this, there's that, like there's all, like there's a whole bunch of stuff, but they just went right out the gate with like, you could earn $1,800 a month by renting from us. They think that's the strongest benefit, which, not gonna lie, it is. And you know, so like that's what you're gonna have to, you know, spend the time writing out all of the benefits and the ways that you can word that in the most simple, clear, concise, non-confusing kind of way. And once again, the headline is super easy. Earn money as an Airbnb host. Landing pages are something you don't want to overthink. I mean, I don't think you should overthink any copy, but this is why I'm trying to show that headers that are simple, and these are multi-billion-dollar company. I don't know if Codecademy is a multi-billion-dollar company. Or Shopify. I'm sure Shopify. Anyway, whatever. Sidetrack. But, you know, they have professional copywriters on staff. They A/B and test things. I'm positive they do, because they're so big. And if they don't, then, like, call me. No, okay. But, like, yeah, and, like, it ends up being that simple. So when you're writing copy, what you really want is to get to the nitty gritty benefit right off the bat of what matters most. You want to keep away from sounding salesy, which I think a lot of people fall into that trap when they're writing all kinds of copy. And I'm sure I'm going to be saying this with every single page that I teach on this channel. You know, like if it sounds kind of like a guy with like slicked back hair who's like selling you a car kind of language. Like, let me think, because I had to hammer this out of myself so many years ago. Airbnb would be like, do you want to make passive money on the side? Like, anything that sounds like skeezy a little bit. You know, you don't really want to do a question. Sometimes you just want to make a statement because it's so direct and clear. You don't want to ask them. You just want to tell them at this point. And landing page copy, you really don't want to, like, you know, or like if Codecademy was like, do you want to join the hottest growing industry in, because it sounds like, oh, are you just telling me like fit tea kind of shit, you know? And And you don't want that. You really don't want that kind of vibe. That's why statements are much better. Because it's very hard to word questions and not sound kind of steezy and in that like MLM umbrella with a lot of copy. So you want to say something right away, and you want them to sit, like, ultimately with every copy you ever write, but especially landing pages, you want them to say yes right off the bat, right? Like, as a copywriter, maybe I would have a landing page just like, hey, get these 3 free case studies and save yourself 20 hours of I don't know, whatever. Like, save yourself time on writing your copy by looking at these 3 case studies. And they're like, yes. You know, like, learn code for free. Yes. Sign up my business on Shopify and start selling my products. Yes. You want them to say, like, yes, this is what I need right now. And that will get you a better opt-in than almost anything else, or trying to like overpower them with examples and words and choices and trying to sell them really hard on like the benefit. Like, it should just be so clear in 2 sentences, and then they're like, yep, and they sign up. And that's how easy you need to make it. The more options you give them, the more things to read. You know, this isn't a sales page, which we'll get into, and those things you're usually selling hundreds of dollars of product or services. So it's hard. You got to convince them, because a lot of people are not going to give up a few $1,000s just like on a whim. But they'll give you their email address because it's an easier barrier to entry and it's not as hard. And they just want to know what they're getting by giving you that. You can't just say, like, sign up for my email list. Like, I've done that, and I'm still guilty of that every now and then. But there has to be a benefit. You can't just be like, oh, never miss an update. Like, who are you? Who cares about your update? Like, you know, like even companies I love, like Passion Planner, my Passion Planner I'm looking at right here, if their opt-in was like, never miss an upcoming product. Like, I don't care that much. Like, I love them more than one of my favorite brands right now, but that copy wouldn't get me. So you never want to say just like, don't miss out on, or give them like some kind of FOMO thing. Sometimes it works, but I really don't like salesy, scammy kind of feelings. You really just want to give them the benefit. Like, Passion Planners, like, I know that they offer free PDFs of their planners, and they're like, get a free PDF by signing up for our email. Like, oh yeah, here's my email, give me that good, you know? So that's pretty much it. You know, if you're struggling writing benefits, one thing is like, okay, what does their life look like after they sign up, right? What is it? For Shopify, it's like, okay, after I sign up, now my life looks like I'm selling my product, and like people are buying it, and I'm making sales, and I'm making money, and this is great. Or with Airbnb, like, after I sign up, my life after that is like, I'm earning $1,800 a month by just letting people stay in my like spare room. You know, what is their life like after they sign up? You know, or if you're selling or like giving them a free PDF, it's like, okay, saving you a buttload of headaches on writing your copy. Like, okay, that's a benefit that someone could get on board with. So that's pretty much it. Once again, talked forever, but so although landing pages are some of the easiest, shortest copy you'll write probably as a copywriter or as a business owner, it's hard. It's really hard to narrow down everything an entire company does into a sentence and offering that to a person to sign up for. But like I said, sometimes writing about like 50 headlines when I'm really stuck, I'll do 50, sometimes 20 gets it done, and I find one that I really like, or at least 2. But 50 sometimes is what you need to do to find a headline that works the best and benefit. Like, so 50 headlines, 50 benefits, and then like, that's hard to come up with 50 benefits sometimes, but to give you an idea, to like really brainstorm and get the mental juices flowing on finding the best one that really will resonate with an audience. So that's pretty much it. That is landing pages in a nutshell. Thank you for watching. Cool. Bye, guys.